congratulate you with the release of this album. It's now your first studio release. Before I saw you did a couple of live releases. How did you come to release a live something live first? I don't see that very often. So
So yeah, basically we started as a sorry, I'm trying to plug a cable behind here so the internet is stable. All right. Um, basically it was an opportunity that arose. Some friends of ours were doing like a series of live videos called na loja, live in the not store, but like it was in the old house in the part where the animals used to
In
live
the
because
basement.
you know uh
Sort of a basement.
what not really a basement because it's the it's not beneath the ground, but
mm,
it's where they usually kept the animals on, and they called it loja here in Portugal.
okay.
And they invited us to go. We still didn't have any like record. No, we had one single, yeah, already out. But we
Exactly.
didn't play live yet. We didn't have made a show yet. So it was like, okay, it's a first test. And since then, the band has changed a lot. Me and Ekid are still in the band, but all the rest of the lineup, we changed drummer, and the sound has evolved quite a lot since that time. So we need another live. Maybe soon we'll do something like that.
Okay. And when did you decide to start working on this release? Then I mean, at some point it's time to bring something out. I guess.
Yeah, I'm a writer, a songwriter at heart. So the main thing that I like to do is write stuff. So as a kid is always complaining, I write too much, but like I have no folders and folders. So at some point I was like, maybe should start releasing this. So it started as a band, then it stopped because the drummer left. So it was almost like a two-man solo man project, like a bedroom project, as it were, like a
A studio
studio
project.
project. Yeah.
Perfect.
And so we decided to start releasing it. We started working with an English drummer, a session player, Chris Barber, and he laid down the tracks. So at some point, I was in another band with a kid, and Pedro, our drummer right now, was the guitarist for the other guitarist in that band, and he played drums like just just for giggles, just because
Casually.
he liked it, and just to release pressure and all that. Um, and that one day we sprang on him one of our songs, like we finished rehearsing the other band, and we looked at he jumped on the drums like he always did, and we started jamming. But at some point, me and the kid like looked at each other and let's do it without talking, and we started playing the song, the from the Surface Crate, the first single we released, without telling him anything, and let's see what comes out of it. And we liked the result, especially because it was a drummer when we didn't have one. So we're like,
Yeah.
"You're a drummer now." I'm not a drummer. You're a drummer. You're better
You
than
are not.
ours. We don't have one, so now we do. And at that point, it's just it snowballed into a real band, and soon we were playing live, and since the release was always the idea behind it, we would, even if we didn't play live, we would release stuff because that's what I like doing. So we would play with it and try to do something with it. So as soon as we started playing live, yeah, we got to do it. We're a band now.
Yeah, makes sense. Let's look a little bit at the release itself. I was seeing that Trauma, for example, got released as a single. Can you
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about this track?
Well, Trauma is like was my attempt at playing and creating something more technical, and then it ended up being like the most black metal inspired track, I guess, and progressive of it. The guitar work is more complex than the other tracks. Uh, only in 2 points do the both of the guitars come together in one riff, so the arrangement is quite a mess. And to add to and mess in the way that it's complex related to the other songs. And then at some point the pianist joined, and then yeah, it became a trauma to mix as well. But that song is basically the whole album is about mental health and
Mhm.
depression and anxiety, and that like makes trauma and sometimes the source of many of those problems. Some are of genetic proportions or whatever, but some of them come from a trauma, a tragedy that happened to you, and that trauma has repercussions in mental health issues or other issues like that. So that song tries to incorporate and make trauma real, like a force that uh, keeps you from healing. Although in its eyes and the way it talks to you, it's protecting you from the real tragedy. Because I try to think of the PTSD where people forget parts of their tragedy of what happened, and that's the way of trauma protecting the victim, but not really protecting because that person won't ever move on and won't ever leave that cycle unless it confronts trauma and moves on ultimately. So yeah, basically that's the track. And then some crow-shaped guy appeared, and that's more. And we're building on the lore of it, since Ekid is the master of lore, isn't that right, Ekid?
When I have problems here, yeah, I'm the master of law. Because I tend to not sleep when I write the lower parts of the band.
Yeah. The other day he
Last time
sent
was
me messages at 5 a.m.
5
like,
a.m.
dude, this is awesome. Yo, yeah, dude, you should be sleeping.
Yeah, I know.
Sleep is overrated.
Yeah.
What sleep?
We have eternity to rest. There's
Mm.
Yeah.
a quote by the vocalist of a band we like and friends of ours, Destroyers of All. He says that in when people aren't moving in the pit, that aren't you moving? You have eternity to rest. Yeah. So I took that. It's a
I,
good
I
quote.
I saw them appear on my schedule sheet.
Oh.
I have no release, so it's probably not happening. But
No, I think they're working on it. So I
You'll
think
have
you
yeah,
can.
to.
yeah. I
Yeah,
wrote
yeah, yeah.
some message. We can always
Yeah,
do
we
later.
we already heard some of the songs. They're
Cool.
cool as well.
Nice. Well, maybe not for the series, but definitely some later
Yeah, yeah.
after that. I will keep an eye on that band also.
Yes, please do.
For for Trauma, you also made a video. I saw. Was this your own idea or?
Yeah, it began as my own. Then some magic with techno magic happened. We lost some of the files. Shh. And a kid started creating more lore around it. But yeah, basically, I work with video and I started working recently. I'm a sound guy, but I started working with video with colleagues of mine. And we're working at a place, an old factory that is being repurposed into a complex for companies to come and invest. I live in a village, not a village, but a small town per se. And the thing was about to be torn down, and I thought, how about to use this like metal as hell and not cliche at all spots, to work with. And then I don't know, we had this black swan with the swan, and I don't know. I was scrolling through Amazon and the mask of the crow appeared and I was like, that's it, crow. Crows are associated with death and trauma, and it evolved into this. And we're working on the lore of it as well. And soon there we will have more stuff to show and videos and stuff like that. We're evolving the thing, creating a whole thing around it. And
Sleeping 1 hour a day and stuff.
yeah,
That
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Well, in this, I think under this year, it's good to have people recognize you from different kinds of media
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
give them some perspective.
Yeah, you have to try and use ways you have to stand out from the crowd, and it's better when you do it because you want it to, than because you like it and you want to express yourself that way. And that's, we're not thinking about these ways of trying to promote our stuff and create stories behind it because, oh, it's going to be different, no one has done not a lot of people does this. That's one of the reason, but it comes in hindsight because our core reason is we love doing this and creating whole
Random stuff.
stories. Yeah, inspired by wrestling storytelling without the punches
Yeah.
and
Yes.
the fake
Yes,
fighting.
without the punches.
Yeah, we'll do a video with fake fighting in the future. We promise.
Okay.
But Akid is going
You
to
do
be
the
the one
fake, I do the fighting.
taking the punches. Okay, Akid, you're going to be
You,
the
you
one
do
laying down like, oh no,
you do the
destroy.
fake, I do the fighting.
Ah, no. We'll have to get that to the drawing board again. Okay.
Toss a coin.
Yeah, toss a coin. Toss a coin to your Witcher.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I think From the Surface Grade was one also that you did some video with. Can you tell me a little bit about this track?
Yeah, that's the first track that we did that we released as well, now reimagined. And the track is older than the band AOIDOS itself. It's basically, it's like that track is what got the whole aesthetic and the trying to go after the black metal aspect of things. Because in the beginning with the first drummer and without before Akid joined us, we were supposed to be a stoner rock jam project, you know. But I was listening a lot to Satyricon and stuff like Vatain and stuff like that. And I realized I wanted to do some black metal stuff. But all my riffs were more death metal inclined, but with a little touch. So Surface Grade appeared as a trying to do the black and roll stuff, you know, the power chords and simple riffs, but with a lot of ambience and playing with the silence and groove of things that I really enjoyed about Satyricon, especially. And yeah, that song was released. It was really slow, and you know, it worked on it. And the slowness of it was like the core thing about it. But then we started rehearsing with Pedro, the drummer, and he kept, you know, playing it faster and faster. And then, yeah, it's faster now. It's faster than with the pianist, and it all came together as a really cinematic piece that really evolved and transcended the idea I had at first for it. And the lyrics behind it are a bit nerdy. They're inspired on the Warhammer 40,000 universe. But the inspiration itself, but the thing around it comes again to mental illness and basically it's someone being tortured and being dragged to the depths of suffering and at the end there's a voice that calls for you to let go and to try and it's basically your ego, I guess, trying to take you from the darkest place you are and trying to release you in the end. That's why there's explosion and the faster part. And yeah, it's all about the same basically. The thing is that in the end, even that song, when I wrote that song and the lyrics, I wasn't thinking about the anxiety and depression stuff. Even the whales, it wasn't. But as soon as we started putting the album together, everything connected. Okay, it's all about the same, and that's pretty cool. We were able to achieve it.
Very nice. I think for me, one of the songs that really jumped out was Thrall because it has such a powerful sound. How did you get to that?
Okay, that's like my venture into 8-string guitar. You know, I started to listening a lot to Tosin Apazi and all that. Brr. And I was practicing some riffs of him, not successfully, of course, because that's hard as hell. But at some point I came to that, and the core idea behind it I wanted to take the sound of the 8 string guitar, the seventh string guitar, and combine it with that old school death metal sound from like Morbid Angel, that riff from the beginning. That's it. I wanted to go vintage, try and bring back a little of that classical old death metal that I like, and then at the same time go for like the chorus is simple riffs like almost black and roll as well, so that connection and trying to mix both of them and have a little bit of atmosphere in the middle, a thrashiness of it. So basically Thrall is like me and AOIDOS without the piano. Basically it's our take on this is how we do metal without the piano. So the thing is, if we want, and that's one of the things that we want to do, and start doing like each album have stuff with piano and all that, but have at least 1 or 2 tracks that don't have, so we can present 2 different shows. We can go to a venue and play without piano, because if we do, and when we do, we don't use samples, or we play it like maybe we'll play it faster and or harder, or try to make those heavy metals parts of the
And
song
sometimes it's
more impactful. What?
it's more of a vibe thing. We play
Yeah, yeah,
pretty much the same song, the same way, that sort of, but it's more of a vibe thing. It's more
yeah. So
violence,
basically,
more rage.
trying to have
Yeah.
two shows with the same band, and
Mm.
Thrall is basically our like test subject, like our proof of concept. So we can do this as well. That's why it's in some ways more intense than other songs. For example, it's not more intense than Black Swan, but it's intense in a different way. That's the rage vibe that a kid was talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that makes me laugh a little bit because me and the crew have been going a lot to festivals in the summer, and amongst us, we were talking about this trend, seeing guys playing keys at some point
Yeah.
in the show. Take up some drumsticks and start playing the drums with the drummer together. So we see that a lot of bands doing that. And if you say like we want to do this, you can still include
Yes,
your
we
your
can.
piano man.
We can. And actually, then maybe you're up to something there, because I started playing drums as well. So
Ah,
maybe at some point, because our drummer was a guitarist, maybe we'll do a little switcheroony. Like
hmm.
I already told him, Pedro, you have to write a song for Oasis. But it's up to you now. It's in your hands.
He talks like that.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't talk, but I left him like I took the ground away from him. He was like, oh shit. Yeah, poor Pedro.
All right. I think the last track I really wanted to ask about is Wherever and Always.
Yeah,
I thought it was quite atmospheric if you compare it to the other tracks.
yeah.
Could you give me a little background on that?
Yeah, that song was intense and fast to write. I don't know if you watched the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once.
No.
I watched that movie. I stepped away from the television. I sat at my computer. I took my guitar. I played the left side of the guitars. Then I played the right side, and that's what's on the record. Like I did one take for one side, one take for the other, and then we built upon that track, which was a nightmare, because sometimes the two guitars don't match, because I only played it once, so I didn't remember what I did in the first take. But
And then there's a piano.
and then the pianist came and put, I don't know, random ass noises and notes upon it, like polyrhythms, like crazy, like I couldn't even think about it. And she was like, "Yeah, this is cool. I'm going to regret this." And aren't I? Yeah, you're going to regret it, and she regrets it, but it sounds awesome. But basically, yeah, that song I was like, "Oh my God, that movie is amazing. Life is like crazy," and I wrote that. So, and
Yeah.
that's why it's weird as hell. And one guitar does one thing and the other does, and it wasn't supposed to be like, okay, now let's cut this and try to work on it. No, it's like that. At first, I didn't even think, okay, this song won't be played that live. I don't know, is this an AOIDOS song? Is this like a weird project that has no name? But in the end, we needed songs, so yeah, let's play it. And we already played it live. We're still trying to make it connect with the audience. Maybe we haven't played with the pianist live yet, so uh, maybe we'll get it there because it's a different song altogether. It has the same vibe, but it has like I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, but it's awesome. But
Yeah.
it's weird.
$1 million question. How high were you when you wrote that thing?
Nah, not high as well. Not high at all. I was high on movies, high on philosophical questioning. You know, I was like, "Oh, what am I doing? This universe? I must play guitar," and I did, and that's what happened. So yeah, and that's the thing that most all of these tracks were already existed before the pianist joined. So basically, we were already playing the songs before she joined, all of them. So basically, it's like a Lego when you start putting more stuff on top, and maybe you didn't put like the base, the base level. You didn't do it thinking that it would go that high, you know. So in this song. This one is like we're trying to keep the balance yet, trying to find because uh in studio version is awesome. I wouldn't change a thing. She would, but I wouldn't.
That's a
But
problem.
live, we're still working on it. But but yeah, I think that it works well as a finishing for the album because it's hopeful yet super like destructive of everything that came before, but it sets the tone well for another installment, and maybe we'll revisit this theme one day.
Okay. I was like wondering whether you guys think that you would lean more to a very atmospheric kind of music more or towards the more powerful rage kind of sounds, because I think in this album you have a bit of both in there.
Both, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm in need of some rage metal, like I think that there's some bangers coming soon because now these songs were not were built by all of us, but were not, like I was saying, created by what we are now. So, or with the hindsight, because at that point, some parts of it was just me, others just me and the kid. So right now, I'm really excited to go into the studio with these guys. I just want, to let's go because it's going to be awesome because we already have
I'm
some
scared.
ideas, but we're going to go really off the deep end on some of them, like extra brutality, but at the same time, extra ambient as well. So I don't know how we're going to do that. It's weird, but yeah, I think the that duality is never going to leave our songs. We're not like, okay, now we're just ambient or just that. One might come across as more prevalent in some points of our future career that maybe, and I hope, will be long and healthy. But I think that that's why this album, I think, even if it's our debut and the first one, it really encapsulates what we want from this project because we have the hints of the brutality and we have the hints of the atmospheric, and I think it's basically that's it. We can change our sound, but we won't ever shy away from those two perspectives. It's always going to be brutal and brutal even more, I think, and it's always going to be atmospheric. So yeah, sorry, not a good
Brutally
conclusion, I guess.
atmospheric metal. We created a new genre.
Yeah, new genre, atmospheric brutality
Yeah.
with two zeros instead of you, brutality.
All right. Do you guys have a favorite of this album that you do like to play live most?
Ooh. You start, a kid.
The slower ones.
What?
The slower ones.
Oh, the slower ones. Oh, he's an old man. He can't stand so much. Oh, playing fast. Well, uh,
No, just kidding. Black Swan.
Black Swan. Yeah, the thing is,
Yeah,
Black Swan at first was like, shit, this song is hard, or are we going to do this? But it's the most satisfying because it's the one that connects. It was our single that was released when we started playing, so everyone was recognizing us by the those are the Black
sort of
Swan
following.
guys, you know. So that song a lot of people don't even realize we had already two songs and that live na loja before. They think that okay, Black Swan is the third thing because I heard about these guys and they started playing. So it's like our card, our visit card. And the thing is, we already have people singing Black Swan, you know, like "Ah, Black Swan." It's awesome. Another, I like the wheels a lot as well because it's simpler. So you take
It's
away
boring.
the what?
It's boring as balls,
It's
man.
not boring. You have the boom, run away, boom. Yeah, it's awesome because in when we played in Sevilla, it was amazing because we had the driver of the guys that were playing with us, and he was front row and was like singing along like he had been with us like for 5 years, 5 years, 5 days playing
Five
all
days.
day with us, 5 days. So he knew the songs already. So he was playing. That was the first time that I really enjoyed that song in particular. And since then, it's for me it's a crowd pleaser, and I enjoy playing all of them. But yeah, for example,
Yeah.
Trauma. I like playing it, but I it's more of for the the stand in the back and not kind of audience, and it's not like that exciting for us, for me at least. So yeah, I guess Black Swan.
Playing Black Swan, singing Trauma.
Singing Trauma.
Yeah.
Oh, the one where he sings in Portuguese. Sabine is always
Not
giving
that
me
part.
shit because oh, you made me sing in Portuguese, and now he says he likes singing in Portuguese. You're down now, man. Whole album in Portuguese coming with you singing.
Yes.
Why not?
I'm gonna learn Japanese
Why
just
not?
to
Or
mess you up.
Japanese? No, Japanese no. Portuguese.
Baby
Portuguese.
metal metal.
Baby metal, metal, metal baby.
Well,
Goddamn. Thank you,
I
Sabine.
I was in Japan a couple weeks ago for a little holiday, and
Oh,
I noticed
I'm
that
jealous.
power metal is super popular there.
super. They're still in the 80s, I think.
Yeah.
They are in 2024, but their soul is in the 80s. And I love that about them. I really want to go there, and maybe we'll go. Who knows? We have bands here in Portugal that have toured Japan, so it's possible. We're
Yeah,
hoping on
it
it.
is.
Fingers crossed. But yeah,
Eles é vais,
Hills of
eles é
Eyes
vais
and
onde they can
Holocausto
imagine
Canibal.
them coming back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And more than 1,000, I
More
think,
than 1,000 as
play there
well.
too.
So yeah, we just gotta work on it. But yeah, Japan, that would be awesome.
Nice, nice. Good. One last question that
All
fits
right.
the series most. Do you have a Christmas wish or some wisdom that you want to share with the world?
Hmm. Kid, what do you wish
You
on the
you do the
world?
wisdom. You're the wise man.
Oh, oh my God!
Don't get us
Compliments
to
at
it.
this
Don't
time
get
of the
us to it.
day. Okay.
Building pressure?
Pressure always. Yeah, basically,
Under pressure.
we wish to be able to continue doing this. And we wish that people around the world are given the opportunity to express themselves in whatever way they find artistically. And that being able to express yourself is one of the most important parts in life for me. And that makes things be worth it and make gives meaning to life. So I hope that people who are feeling lost, and I know some friends of mine are a bit like that, can be able to find their passion and what a thing that can drive them forward and that makes them passionate about life again and forever.
That
So
was deep.
what?
That was deep.
Yes, I'm a deep boy.
You said it.
Ah, always with the jokes. And you, Ekit, tell us of your wisdom.
Man, I'm not the wise guy. I just
No,
want to play a lot.
play along. Yes.
Play a lot. If watch other bands' concerts without having to pay,
Oh.
having photos for Instagram. That's the thing.
That's the thing.
That's why
He says he's in a band because he wants free food, free concert tickets, and free good Instagram photos, and
Yeah,
connections. Uh,
Ah,
yes,
you could
I
also
don't even like to
you
play.
could also join our magazine and be a reporter.
See, a kid? No, that would be too much work, isn't it? A kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. When work's involved, you go like, oh, no,
I'm
no,
a
no.
bassist. Bassists don't do the work.
He
Yeah.
does. He does. He actually
I
does.
show and do the magic.
Yeah. I tried to write bass lines for him, and he just ignores me, and he does it himself.
I
So
do. No, I didn't listen.
yeah. He ignores me. See, he's ignoring me right now as well.
Fuck.
I'm used to it. But yeah, he does his work well. For
Ah,
example, I was like running a little late, and he was like, "Dude, are we coming to the interview?" Oh my God, there's the interview! Like an hour ago, he was like, "Dude, we have an interview in an hour." You, oh my God, thank you so much. Yeah, oh you're welcome. You just did your job, man.
Well,
stop.
at least you guys made it and you were on time, so that's good. Sometimes, I mean, I have did last year the same series, and there was one artist that I had to have 3 attempts to get it recorded,
Oof.
and
Eh,
in the final option, the video stopped working after 2 minutes, and I was just like,
it's not meant to be.
just I don't say anything, just talk, and I'll edit some pictures here and there. It's just
Oh shit! Yeah, it happens. It happens.
yeah. All right.
It's okay.
Then I'm gonna say this was it for today. I want to thank you for your time, and I really hope
Thank you.
that we will meet on the road somewhere.
Yes, that would be awesome. Maybe sooner than we think. That would
Let's
be
see.
cool.
Yeah.
All right.